Welcome to your favorite sport program on TV, Plus Sport. I'm Mudashiru Shitu, and as usual on the program, we will be looking at trending and interesting topic. The focus will be on the Super Falcons, analyzing the African teams at the ongoing 2023 World Cup, Women's World Cup in New Zealand and in Australia. No African team left, but they made remarkable moments at that World Cup. Joining me to talk about this are two gentlemen talking about, first and foremost, Jide Alaka, an editor editor in Premium Times newspaper, an investigative journalist also. Joining him is Owate. Owate is a sport administrator. He has used sport to push progression in youth and many other programs it does. So both of them will be analyzing what their own personal opinion on the World Cup. Let me start with Jide. Jide, it's interesting to know that the World Cup is over. Can you give us your own overview about the World Cup?
Thank you, Shitu, for having me again. I do not take it for granted. First things first, we found out that we do not have a bad team. We found out that I know that the jury is still out on the coaching crew led by Mr. Waldron, but we also found out that we could be tactical and that he could set up a team in a very good low block to ensure that the team does not concede cheap goals. We found that out. We also found out that we can rub it with anyone in the world. So for me, unfortunately, these findings bring so many other questions along with them. The question to ask is, and I know that a lot of people will say, well, why am I asking this kind of question now? Is if we had had a trouble-free preparation, how far could we have gone? So let me just stop there for now. Okay. If we had had a trouble-free, if the NFF had supported that team in all the ways they could have supported them, how far could these ladies have gone?
I'm sure definitely to the semi-final. That's my opinion. If let's go to Tolu. Tolu, interesting to know, what's your own overview? You've been following this. I've been seeing your status. Every time I see your status about the World Cup, you've been sharing your own opinion. Now that the World Cup is over for Africans, Nigeria especially, what's your overview about this?
Okay, so thank you once again for having me here. And for those of you that have not followed the Women's World Cup, you have missed a lot. But you still have time to redeem yourself. You have about a week and a half more to follow the rest. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing tournament. It's been an amazing sports program for the women and for the men that love women's sports as well. For Nigeria, just as my brother Jide said, we found out a lot of things. For me, some of those things I already had an idea that they existed, but you know, when you do not have proof, it's difficult for you to talk with the ordinary person that is not really deep into sports and football, that this team is good, this team is that. Everyone has seen it now. Football can be cruel. Cruel in the sense that we did not deserve to not win that game. Right? But, I mean, just like Jide said, we've seen it that we have a team. We've seen it that we can play tactical. We've seen it that we can hold our grounds anywhere.
Now,
guess what?
Let me interject. And from what Jide said, there's an opinion, which I think is a general opinion. And it's like we underrated ourselves, Africans, and most especially to Super Falcons. Do you also agree to that view that in all the games, because we are the third in FIFA and the last in FIFA ranking in our group, did you really underrate ourselves? Because all these people we played against, we defeated Australia and we drew against Ireland and Canada. Why do we always underrate ourselves, especially when it comes to the European women football?
Okay, so I will start by saying that, remember, from the start of this World Cup series, I had always told you what we could do, right? apart from this round of 16, I practically got all my expectations about the Falcons right. Even the round of 16, I told you it was going to be tough. I told you they will likely not beat us in regulation time. I even said that we will beat them, right? But we will drag it. It's easy for us to be underrated, right? Because when we go by things on paper, Canada is ranked number 7. Australia is ranked number 16. Ireland is ranked number 27 thereabout. England is ranked number 4. Nigeria is ranked number 40. So
40.
Or 40, there is big distance. Number 4 to 40, now 36 day in between. Right? So it's enough for us to be called underdogs. But people that understand football know that it is beyond FIFA ranking. Right? You need to look at the present shape of the team, their confidence level, their coaching crew. And if you are smart enough, you know that you will underrate Nigeria at your period. I am sure my brother Jide never underrated the team because he knows football. I've known Jide for quite a while. He's a fantastic footballer, by the way. We'll go to that again.
Let me not take that from you now and go to Jide, while we also see this. Going forward, Jide, do you think this World Cup has now put us in the same level when it comes to European football, women's football with the Super Falcons, just based on this tournament? Do you think we are now, there's nothing to fear anytime we face any of European counterpart in women's football? Or there's still more for us to do?
Thanks, Tolu. But first things first, I just want to say that, yes, we can say that we did not deserve to lose on penalties. But Tolu, you understand economics. If you look at what was put in and the preparation that the England team did, you will say that they deserved to go through.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Yes, emotionally we can say that yes, we didn't deserve it. But
by preparation. By preparation.
No, preparation. Yes. What I mean. You know how the yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so by preparation of the things that in the world that happened before the tournament, I will say yes.
Yes.
But by the quality of
that's
play,
what I'm saying.
The quality of play of both teams on the field, I will say no.
Yes. So let me get. You know what I'm saying. You know,
yes.
Luck is an ingredient that everybody prays for in life, but luck is a byproduct of hard work. That's where I'm just going. That's why I asked that question, that if we had prepared well to look, you are very sure if we had given this team, these players, more confidence, more assurance, and more dedication from the federation, I am totally sure that we will have beaten England in 90 minutes. I am sure. I'm sure. So let me just leave it. It's conjecture now. So let me just answer what Shitu is asking. Now, you know, we've gotten to the point where how many home-based players were in that team?
I think we have 2 or 3. And they are not even...
Maybe 2.
Okay, only 2.
The only person that was... I don't think any home-based player played in that tournament.
Our brother has joined the club.
Still home-based.
Deborah joined the club before the World Cup.
Deborah has traveled.
No, she's going to travel.
Onome didn't play the tournament. Onome did not play that tournament. What I'm saying is, we've gotten to the point, if you remember, when we went to the 1994 World Cup.
Okay.
And all the players that we took to the 1994 World Cup, almost all, maybe one, were foreign-based. Now, we have gotten to the same point with the women. All the players we took to the World Cup are foreign-based. That's what Tolu is saying. They play together day in, day out. They understand this, the dynamics of this game. They are not lesser than whoever is playing for England. They are not coming from Rivers Angels or Rivers Pelicans. They are not coming from that side. They see each other on a day-to-day basis. We have Asisa Oshoala playing for the European champions. You cannot say Nigeria lesser than. It is the collective that is still going to take away from us. And there is no country that can grow its football without a strong local competition. So no matter how much success we have gotten in this World Cup, I can tell you we will not be able to sustain it if we do not do something quickly about the local competitions we have. If we continue to win, they are going to catch up with us again. Just look at the dynamics of the men's game. When they know that you are their equal, they go technical, they go tactical. And if your players are not groomed like that from 14, 15, 16, there will be something missing when they get to the World Cup. That's the way it's going to be.
Okay.
So right now, let us catch what we have and come back home, spend the next 2 years and develop a strong league. I will tell you, if we do that, the next World Cup, there's no need for anybody to be saying they will weary of Nigeria for the first match. Okay,
and I know Jide is an advocate of the league. I know definitely. But let me not come to you, Tolu. Tolu, the question is, there's some issues about old players. Onome becoming there, Aziza Doshuala has joined the wagons of old players. We are going forward, and what's the next thing is that we'll be preparing for the Olympics. It's a long time the Super Falcons have been in the Olympics, and also for the African Women's Cup of Nations coming up soon, qualifiers and all that. Now, do you think there should be a new change of players towards this preparation? Do you think we should still be having Onome Ebi and obviously Aziza Doshuala? A lot of people, and that's something to talk about one drum. A lot of coaches, not a Nigerian coach, would have put Aziza Doshuala for who she is on the bench coming forward. That's a kudos from reports that we get. But going forward, do you think we should come with new blood, new energies? Don't forget we have the under-20 play, the Flamingos there, and also the Falconet also. What do you think we should do going forward? Or should we still hold on with this old set of players and those ones that played at the World Cup?
So football and sports in general, it has a process of natural elimination. You cannot cheat it. At a certain level, no matter how skillful you are, in your brain, in your mind, your body will refuse to respond to the skills. For most footballers, it starts from 37, 38. If you are lucky and you make it to 40, still playing active football, you are one of the blessed ones. Onome has paid her dues. I do not see her being part of the team after this World Cup. Asisat is 28. She still has some years ahead of her. Unfortunately, she picked up a knock, which did not let her play well. But again,
we also have the likes of Francis Odega, who obviously has been there for a very long time. The second choice goalkeeper too.
It's not.
Should that be a change? Should that be a change of these players?
It's not entirely about how long you've been there for. It's a function of, number one, physiologically and biologically, is your body still able to continue at that level? Number two, your skill set. Are you still that skillful? With no disrespect to Francesca, this is not the Francesca of 8 years ago, right? So,
or even 4 years.
Or 4 years ago. There's a time of natural elimination. You will just fizzle out. Against the Olympics and the WAFCON qualifiers, a lot of the players in this team, I see about 5 of them dropping off. Well, let me see, 5 or between 4 and around 4 dropping off.
I wrote 5 too.
Oh, you wrote 5. I see 5.
You have the name of those 5 there.
No way.
Okay.
I don't think it will be charitable for us to mention those.
No, I'm not doing that.
But the whole world knows that. Let me do 3 out of the 5. We have Odega there.
I'm not going to agree.
I'm doing that.
And you can go.
Yeah. I think we have Francis Odega there. We have Uchenna Kalu, if I'm not mistaken, also among the lots. We have Onome Ebi, the lead of the pack of those 5 or 4, as the case may be. And the second choice, goalkeeper, who has been there in the past, I've forgotten her name there, should make the fourth, the Tochukwu, thank you very much, should make the fourth.
Okay, so Shitu, let me interject. If you look at especially female football over a long time, they play to a very, very old age. Look at the US team, look at even the England team, they that won the Euros. There are people playing until they are 38, 39, like Tolu said, 40. So it is quite different from the men's game, physiologically again, because they gain more experience. All these 5, we are just we are just throwing out names, or we just, because we love the team. It's not because we hate the players. We want the team to get better. That's why we're saying, oh, I think these 5 players do not have anything to give again. But we are not the coaches, like Tolu said. These players, just like a certain person in the national team, could be taken along because of the experience she has gathered over the years.
That's true.
And the kind of belief she has in the team. So some players will make that team, not because, and Onoma, you'll be surprised, will still be in that team to the Olympics. She might not play any minutes, but she will be in the team.
In as much as you still have
Ahmed
Musa
about,
too.
like Tolu said, not only skill set or the age. There are so many determinants that make up a team's mind. I know when I was playing, even for schools, that even when we're going when we're going for competitions, it's not just about the skill set. There are some people who are jokers in the team who make the team relax. They might not play any minutes in the tournament, but they will be taken along.
Okay.
So there are so many determinants of making up a squad, Shitu.
Okay.
So let's not just jump to conclusions.
Okay, here. Thank you. And there's something I observed, and for following women's football, maybe you want this. I'm not going to throw this question to anybody directly, but if you think you can say that on that, this World Cup allowed me to know that women actually can give birth and still continue football. Over the years from 1999, I've never heard any Super Falcons players like, oh, she has given birth. I don't know how, and she came back to the team. Is there not a process for something like that? Because I had names of a lady, she has given back, she came with the daughter to the World Cup. I think 2 countries, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Pop. There's a particular lady in Germany, her name is Pop.
Alexandra Pop,
yeah,
the captain.
Yeah, the captain. I hope that's the right name I'm calling right now. But I follow women football, but I've never seen that case. For a long time in the Super Eagles, Super Falcons, or somebody giving birth and coming back, or even somebody giving birth out of until. Why is that different? What are we going to say about, or what do you have to say about that, gentlemen?
Nigeria, that's the difference.
Oh, okay.
It is Nigeria.
I think that's...
Yeah, that's the truth. Serena Williams won the Australian Open while pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes, it is so hard. Yeah. What is 400 meters American athlete? Forgotten her name now.
Okay.
She's won the most medals at the Olympics and
Felix.
Yes, Alison Felix. She gave birth and came back. The point is, like Tolu has said, physiologically, there are lots of things that happen to women when they get pregnant. Lots. The biological clock and everything. In fact, the shift in the person that before the person got pregnant and when the person gives back is a huge gulf. But it takes, I don't know what to put there, I won't say professionalism, for someone to give back and still come back to active sports. It is not an easy task at all. So even in the world of women's games and everything, I don't think you can count to 100. Since they started doing all these things this person gave birth and then came back and then started and then continued from where she stopped.
I don't think I even get to 50.
Yes, so it is not easy. So, but in the Nigeria's case, we know how we are. We know how we are. If you have heard that Onomo Ebi has a 2-year-old kid, I'm very sure people will have written petition that why are we allowing a mother of one to go to the World Cup? I'm so sure in this country, we will turn it into an impediment immediately. That if she has given birth, that means she can't be very good again. Okay. So it is Nigeria, it is our culture, it is our education, which we need to get up to speed. There's nothing wrong if somebody has given birth, if the person has the capability to come back to, like Tolu said again, if they can still do the same things they were doing before they went and gave birth, then we should not hold that against them. Interesting
moment. I'm sure. You want to add to that, Tolu?
Yeah. So women's sports, and I give a lot of respect to women in sports because they go through a lot of challenges that we men do not go through, and those things should not be taken for granted. I'm not a woman, so I will not speak too much, but imagine somebody going through what they normally go through every month, and they still have to play football.
I think that's
I mean, I don't know how painful the process is, but I know that some of them go into several pains during that period, and they still have to
Yeah.
play. So enough respect for the women in football, in all sports.
All sports.
You've not heard of anyone giving back and coming back. It's actually no big deal. It just requires that some things will change. Definitely for a period of like 9 months to 1 year, they might be out of active sports. It's at that period that they will need support of their spouses, their family, and their friends and teammates. Again, in Nigeria, we stigmatize things easily, right? Like the example Jide gave would have been saying, how can this be? And that does not change the fact that the person is a good player. We will get there.
Okay.
Again, it's a personal choice for some of these players. Is it time for them to want to drop the game and focus on the family? Do they want to continue the game as well as manage it with the family? It's doable. They just need understanding, respect, and empathy. And I think we can do a lot more with that. The time will come, you will start hearing of that in the Super Falcons too.
Okay.
But no pressures. It's a personal choice for them.
Okay.
No pressures.
Okay, now
We love them irrespective of whatever they do.
Yeah. Now let's go to this. Now we know that Randy Watjom. I wrote a story on my page on Facebook on the case of Olajide Olajiwe, who is the NFF communication director, and Coach Randy Watjom. We saw something personal happen between both of them before the World Cup. Now, it's now proving that Randy did more than expected. Some say players make coaches, some say coaches make players. Now, it seems now that we have easily forgotten under the space of a week or thereabout that Randy Watjom is no longer the coach we want him to leave. Some are saying he should still stay as the coach of the Super Falcons. And that has changed just because of this World Cup.
Some are even saying that he should coach the Super Eagles.
Some are even saying, but those I don't think those are the majority. But some are saying the Super Falcons. What can you say, and what do you think happened between let him go, he doesn't know much, let him stay? Jide, let me start with you on this.
Okay, you said you mentioned something that is very salient. The best coaches in the world know that players make them. The best coaches. Now, the best coaches also know how to create team synergy. They know who, like we were talking about, choosing the squad. Now, again, what we found out, what I found out personally, was that the man could create a strategy. And that's the hardest thing when you are able to create a strategy, teach the players, and the players go on the field and carry out those instructions. That is when you are a coach. And for me, yes, I would say that I was in the camp of let him go, because I couldn't see I knew we had a talent. So I was like, what's happening here? This man. And because I also heard that he was running 2 jobs. Yeah. Until later that I found out that it was because it was his own survivor that he was running 2 jobs. He couldn't just have left that job, knowing that the NFF will continue to owe him money. So for me now, I don't think, all respect to him, and he has told us that he wants to stay. So the ball is in the NFF's court. From the evidence we have seen in this World Cup, we do not have to chase that man away. He can achieve things for us. Simple. I will be the first to raise up my hands and apologize to him personally that, I never knew you had this. I never knew you had this. I thought we had the players, and I thought the defect was the coach. But you showed me in Australia and New Zealand that, yes, you can. Okay. Sarina Wigman is supposed to be the best women's coach in the world. He dumbfounded and co-founded and dumbfounded that woman for 120 minutes. So for me, there's no other. What other testament do you want? He has done what many people could not do in Europe.
Okay.
And with a bunch of players who are still very young. We have a very young team.
Yeah. Tolu, what's your
Yes,
take on
please.
that? What's your take on that?
So a coach is as good as his last result.
Okay.
What is Randy Waldrum's last result? His result says that Nigeria went unbeaten in 4 games.
At the World Cup.
So depending on how you want to look at it, one of my friends said that we only scored against one team. Then I said we also only conceded against one team.
One team.
So right from the beginning of the World Cup, I always told you that I've always been a believer in Waldrum. Thank goodness I don't have to apologize to him because I've always been a supporter.
And I think you'll be the only one that don't need to apologize to him.
You see?
Because a lot of Nigerians didn't really want him. Continue. I'm listening. We are listening.
Remember, I told you that Nigerians love beautiful football.
Yeah, you said that.
And beautiful football meaning that I play 90 minutes, I hit the crossbar 20 times. What is the essence of beautiful football when you don't win a game? Randy Waldrum did not deploy any beautiful tactics. He deployed purposeful tactics. We were playing 4-2-3-1. Very strange in Nigerian football to be playing with one striker up front. Very strange. But guess what? All the people we played with, they have a testimony to give whenever they get back to their countries. The man should stay. He has told us that he wants to stay. His contract
obviously,
ended.
who won't want to stay as a Super Falcons coach? We are Nigerians.
Not necessarily, Mudashiru.
Not necessarily.
Because this thing is about money. Just like Jide said, what's the point of me coaching a grade A team and I'm not being paid, right? You know, makes sense.
Okay.
Right? Makes sense. He has to chop. So for him to still want to stay despite all the hula baloo, then it's left for the NFF to think through and ask themselves.
How did you guys? Okay, continue.
Go ahead.
Tolu. Okay, how did both felt when FIPRO was telling Nigerians to pay money being owed? I felt I was one of the debtors. I felt I was I felt like, oh, this is a very big disgrace.
Is it the first time? Why are you feeling disgrace now? You were taken to FIFA courts to pay raw, get a draw. It's not the first time. We are still owing Keshi. We are owing Amadou Shuaibu, even though are dead. So it's not that we have been owing since forever. It's not. I don't think the NFA are even ashamed of it of owing people again. I don't think so. So don't be ashamed on their behalf. I think they should be proactive enough and go all out now to seek the funds. We have the PR system in place now. This team, so many sponsors will want to come on board for this team. Go out, leverage those things, get the money in, and pay all those things you owe. The problem we are facing now, if people owe everywhere, I owe some people. But the point is, those people trust me to pay. The players don't trust the NFF to pay, even when they get the money. That's the problem. Even the players, the male players, and you understand this, Shitu, every time a male player complains that he is being owed, he is left out of the team.
Yeah,
so that means the NFF
was a victim of that.
Yes, Leon, they don't want to hear the truth. And as the media people, we must tell them the truth. You cannot be owing people and will be seen to be doing, let's call it, weekend parties, and you are owing people. You cannot be seen to be doing that. And that's what the NFF is still doing.
I was scared, and I'm coming to you on this, Tolu. I was scared when even Victor Osimhen said, pay them on his Twitter handle. I was like,
John Igalo said the same thing.
Yeah, John Igalo said the same thing.
When will this NFF change? He said that.
He said, and don't you think, I mean, is that not something going to come back against Victor Osimhen?
Can you leave Osimhen out of the Super Eagles, Chitu? You can't do it. There's no way you can do it.
I'm scared.
The president will call the NFL president.
Okay.
The president will call the NFL president.
Okay. With the knowledge I think you have, and the little knowledge I have, and also Tolu have on sport in this country. Let me just, so the last National Sport Festival, some para athletes came out because they want to exempt them from the National Sport Festival. So we got the call. I went to our crew to the National Stadium and we interviewed them. You know, it was on TV, it was also on Plus Sport and others. So now
I spoke on that program.
Yeah, okay, you spoke on that program.
I remember.
So now something happened. The director, Nelson, I forgot, Peter Nelson, who was in charge of that, they now allowed every other sport to go back to be part of that same national sport. They did not allow all the sports per se, the main sport, that's wheelchair tennis. They did not allow wheelchair tennis to be part of that.
Yeah.
So most times, and I know today is the line in state of Okorodudu.
Okorodudu.
And I was thinking we could get a report before today so that we could allow our listeners know about that.
But Shitu, you are also in this country when the Tigers asked for their money and they didn't go to the World Cup. In this country.
So why do you think Osimhen's case will be different?
The point is, football is the king of games here in the country, and nobody, I dare say that, nobody, unless Osimhen is injured, can leave Osimhen out of the Super Eagles. Even if he shouts on the NFL president, he can't do it.
So the thing about Osimhen is right now Osimhen is level-headed. First off, let's get it right. And Osimhen is our bride and pride at the moment. He needs to really say something very terrible for him to be left out. What he has said so far is just basic. Pay them, which is normal. You they work, you must chop from the work where you they work.
No, but the NFF does not even like that.
That's my fear. So the NFF don't like that. That's it. So that's my fear. But the 7 grades, according to
they want everybody to kowtow and continue to behave as if they are doing the right things, and that is why Nigeria has never moved forward. Osimhen should not be afraid of being dropped. He should say what is on his mind. If they like, let him drop him. Let them drop him. That does not take anything away from the guy. It does not. It takes away from the NFF. It takes away from the Super Eagles. So that is where truth comes in. Say the truth and be damned. Whatever happens after it, let us say the truth. NFF, you are not doing well. Oh, you are owing people. Yes, we agree. Everybody owes. Nigeria is owing. But the people that Nigeria are owing trust Nigeria to pay. And nobody trusts you to pay.
And I also think Osimhen knows the position he is to have said that.
Yes, you need that kind of position to change society.
Okay.
That is what the Gandhis of this world did, the Martin Luther Kings. You know the position you are in, and then you say the truth to power. There is not all they can do. Thank God, they can't kill you. All they can do is not call you to the Super Eagles. That's all they can do.
And I'm sure a lot of countries will come after Osimhen, even if the Super Eagles tell him no.
Yeah, it's too late for other countries to come after.
So like Randy said,
you leave him alone for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, Tolu, on this, which one is the correct position? NFF paying the girls, or I'm talking about the match bonuses and the World Cup. Because we are now saying, is NFF paying them through FIFA, or FIFA is paying them directly? Tolu, what's your own position on this?
You see, the truth about it is that administratively, appearance fees are meant to go to the FAs, and the FAs will distribute them accordingly. Let's not forget that it is not only these girls that were at the World Cup.
Okay.
Right? We had the physio, the medical team, the backroom staff, all of them get paid from these appearance fees. It's just that it's the girls' own that is the top notch, and that's the one we hear about. Now, I would love a case whereby NFF could be transparent enough to do as it's expected. But because of antecedents, that's why the story is now coming up. We'll pay the girls directly. So is FIFA going to pay the backroom staff directly too? And when I say backroom staff, I'm not even talking of the coaches. I'm talking about the medical team, the curators.
The match analysts and all
they,
of them.
you know, if they need a curator. Who is a curator? All the person does is carry their jerseys, carry their
And balls.
footwears, and balls, and it looks silly.
Yeah, it looks.
But that is very important in a team.
Set up the team set up the field for warm-ups and all of that.
For warm-up, for training. I pray and I wish that NFF will step up to the challenge because it's a public challenge now. Be accountable.
Yes, my 10 cents to look. You know, I'm very sure that when Infantino made that claim, he actually wanted to pay the players directly.
It was this lady that said it.
Fatma, no, it was Infantino that made that statement in April.
Okay.
Sorry, in May, at the FIFA Congress in Rwanda.
Okay.
They had done that before. Now the point is,
sorry, Jide, was it thinking of the Super Eagles, Super Falcons?
No. What I'm saying is that he had been thinking of the things. FIFA has been mired in corruption things for a long time.
Yeah.
They know themselves. So let me tell you this: FIFA is clannish. It's like a cult. So when he made that claim, I'm very sure a lot of feedback that he got, especially from federations, is that Oga Komo, this is not what we planned for when we were backing you for elections. So he retracted himself and said, oh, yes, the money will be paid through the FAs, like Tolu has said.
Afterward, Fatima Samora came to the dressing room. I guess that lady should be Fatima Samora.
Samora, yes.
Yeah.
The NFF, the FIFA Secretary General, outgoing.
Yeah, outgoing.
Yes.
She came and she reiterated that same thing. I think that's what a lot of people...
Yes, I saw the video, and I tell people, when people make statements, look at their body language, look at the context in which they are making it. When she said you'll be paid directly, she pointed at the players. She knew what she was saying, but unfortunately, our guard retracted on that statement.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what is happening.
Okay.
They want to pay those players directly. They want to, but 54 federations are from Africa. You need them for elections. You cannot anger them anymore.
But do you think? We've said, Tolu, Jide, any of you can answer this before we go for this World Cup final between the view of the World Cup final in 2019. That was between USA and Netherlands. In depth inside those minds, I'm saying right now, Tolu and Jide, do you think NFF will do this? Pay them everything? The Nigerian ministry tells me something will go wrong somewhere.
No, the question exactly is what is everything, right? Now, I don't know.
$60,000, Tolu. $60,000.
Okay, so $60,000
per player.
Everything.
Is that what FIFA said the players should get?
Yes. If
FIFA has indicated that each player should get $60,000, it definitely means that the FA will get some more money in addition to what the players will get.
Definitely.
If the $60,000 has been, for Yoruba, we go talk and say, what if Oruko in your country? They don't put person name, right? I think it will be a big integrity issue for the players not to get what has been directly assigned to them.
And like you said,
Tolu, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
We have known in this country that when Super Eagles win friendly matches, they get $5,000.
Yes. Is it 5 or 10,000?
I don't. I'm just saying, but they don't get that amount. You and I know that.
Yeah, so, but you know that those ones were monies being determined by the FA.
No. Tolu, this is what I'm saying. Before the match is played, before we enter the field, you as coach and NF, you have told the players that if you win this friendly match, it's $5,000. If you draw it, it's $2,500. And then the match ends and you have not paid that same player for 2 years.
Okay, now Tolu is, I think I know the position of Tolu. Tolu is trying to tell us of what excess will NFF not go back when the whole world knows this is what they have to pay. But we as Nigerians, we also know something.
This is still Nigeria. This is where snakes can swallow money.
Because we are in we are in a period of renewed hope.
Amen.
I am giving the NFF the benefit of doubt that they will do the right thing.
Jide, can you say the same?
I am also giving them
I
the
concur
benefit
with
of,
Tolu.
Can you
I'm
say,
also
yeah,
giving them
concur,
the
can you
benefit
also say
of
the
doubt
same?
that they will pay all the outstandings, because from this tournament, the FA has made a lot of profit from the girls. From this World Cup, we will
Not
get
just
our
money. Not just money.
yes, money, goodwill, and everything. So
Thank you. Goodwill. Mhm.
we in another 30 days time, if we don't hear good news from the FA, we can come back and start lambasting them. But I give them the benefit of doubt. The payments will be made to the girls, and the girls will be happy, and we will be happy.
Okay.
Amen.
I'm surprised that Jide said he's concurring with you. I don't think he meant that, because you also allowed the world.
I actually do. I'm an optimist. I'm a perpetual optimist.
Okay.
In as much as
I'm
I
neutral.
wrangle the NFF, I believe that the Guso-led NFF can do a different thing.
Okay.
And I'm expecting to hear that good news, like Tolu said.
Okay. And I have no job other than to get our viewers across the globe entertained and have a proper perspective about issues. But God knows your heart, Jide. That we all know that.
God knows my heart. You are not God. You are not God.
So let's we'll come back, gentlemen. Let's go for this wonderful time. The